Hey, good morning, Greg.
Morning, guys. How are you?
Very good. Wish you a happy new year.
Thank you very much. You too.
Yes.
Hope your holidays were good.
Yes, it was.
Good. So, John and I have been talking. He'll be on in a minute. I'm surprised he's not here already.
Yeah, I just saw your Slack messages, so that gives clarity, and we can sign off
Yeah,
the
he just put a lot in
requirements.
there, so looking forward to hearing what you say about it. It looks pretty
Sure.
clear.
Yep.
Okay, I'll text him, tell him we're on.
Greg, do you mind sharing the old source code of the existing website?
No, I asked John to put together a wiki for you with all the different, not just the site, but also the other providers. You know, our AWS account and SendGrid and all the rest of the stuff.
Sounds good.
So I don't know if he's done that yet. I don't see it on. I didn't think it didn't. Don't think I saw it on Slack.
Right.
I'm checking now. I don't see anything up here yet on Dropbox either. So when he comes on, we'll ask him. But I'm having an issue right now. I have a MacBook and I just got an iPad Pro, and I'm trying to figure out how to do the filing system to sync up to each other, either through the cloud, like using Dropbox or iCloud, which I don't want to do, or directly. And it's a challenge. So I think it's going to be a Dropbox thing, and have Dropbox automatically update any edits or anything we do. So if we
Yeah, it's either
merge them, it'll
Dropbox
be-
or OneDrive from Microsoft, uh, or Google Drive,
yeah, and I
whichever
like
suits.
Google Drive stopped taking new. Now it's called Google One.
Yeah,
That was November. So whatever, but that's my challenge. It took me probably half a day yesterday to try to come to a decision on it. It was tough. You know, it's a problem when there's too much stuff that you can choose from. But
yeah. The benefit of using uh, OneDrive, Microsoft OneDrive, is that you get free subscription uh, to the Office products. So if you already have Office license, then it doesn't make a difference. But if you do not have Office on your Mac or iPad, I think that makes better sense.
are you able
I
to?
went for
Oh, you have to upload all the files, not just the Office files, because I have, you know, I'm using Office products, you know, Word, Excel, PowerPoint on both the devices. So if it not only holds the Office stuff, but also my regular pictures and music and that kind of stuff, that would be cool.
yeah, of course, yeah. So the OneDrive does that too.
Does it?
So it's just like Dropbox with additional Office subscription.
Well, that's cool because I'm getting Office anyway. So, you know, 365, so I might as well.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. All right.
Good morning,
cool.
John.
Hey,
I appreciate you having you here.
nice to see you,
Morning.
John. How's it going?
Happy New Year, everybody.
So, Ajish, are we waiting for somebody else?
We have quorum. We have Binu and Milind and Jibin from the account management side. So all set. A gentleman from iLeaf, did you get a chance to see John's message this morning? Binu or Milind, Did you see?
Yeah, sorry, it was only from like 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I know I didn't give you a lot.
John, you're a little low on volume.
Ajish, is it on Slack?
Yeah, it's on Slack.
Yes.
No, not yet. Let me check it.
How's
So
that any better?
yeah, so here's the summary, Binu. The
Okay.
the deep linking needs to be done in uh, this phase, and plus the SEO needs to be done, which is probably already taken care of. So that one was for Milan, for the app, the deep linking. Uh, so just let us know if it's additional effort, or if it's a deviation from the original proposal that we made. Uh, we can take that up with Jibin.
You guys also sent us two invitations, one to Figma and one to another service. I forgot the other
Envision. So we let's abandon Envision and stick to Figma.
one. Okay,
So it lets you view all the screens at the same time. It allows the developers to convert them into HTML much quicker.
that's great.
So I guess Binu and Milind are going through the Slack messages, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So
Is
let
my,
me
is
quickly.
my volume any better now?
What was that, John?
Is my volume better?
Yeah, it's slightly better. Yeah, but still, it sounds like you're speaking from far.
Yeah, it's weird. You know, if I sign in under certain video conferencing tools, it's too loud. And if I come in under Zoom, it's too soft. It's really,
It's okay. We can hear you decently enough. Uh, so let me set the agenda for the meeting. So number one was the freezing or sign off of the SRS, which I feel we can do in a few minutes once Binu and Milan goes through the document. I mean, sorry, the message that you have shared. And if they don't have any questions, we can just say call it done, and then we'll move on to the web, where we have completed several design pages. We have also taken feedback from your previous comments. We can walk you through the screens, but getting feedback on each one of those pages is going to take us really long. So what I would say is that later during the day, and send us your reviews via Slack, or send us an email. And then we have also started implementing a few of the functionalities at a very early stage right now. But we'll just try to show you whatever we have come so far. And then that'll be followed by the mobile team as well. And then we can conclude the meeting. I don't know how much of that we can cover today, because we have uh, a backlog of 2.5 weeks. So let's get started as quickly as we can.
Let's go.
Binu, do you want to uh, start first, or Milind? Is that you?
Ajish, I can start first.
Yeah, I was thinking that you might need some time to go through the all the comments given by John on Slack. So that is required for us to finalize the SRS. So if you have already gone through it, then we can start with that discussion.
Uh, yeah, Ajish, regarding the SMS notification and messaging, we will be moving those requirements to the future releases. And the deep link part, Milan will check and comment. Regarding the SEO requirements, we have already designed the page for supporting the Google Analytics code and the GA code. And it can be easily customized from the admin side itself. So that is taken care of. Then regarding the page recordings or tracking the page time, that can be directly done from the Google itself. We will get, once we implement the Google Analytics scripts, this can be directly tracked from the Google Analytics dashboard. Then we might have to define some custom events in Google, and we will then implement those codes in the corresponding pages to support the event recordings. That is also possible. Just we need to implement the corresponding HTML tags or HTML corrections in the respective pages. Then each page design will have its own, each images, everything will be having its own alt tags and title tags. Then all the other SEO points like the usage of proper usage of H1 tags, H2 tags in the corresponding order will be taken care of. Then there will be a support for defining the simple or SEO friendly URL from the backend itself. That I think we have discussed in the previous meeting itself. Then the site will support the canonical redirections, because all the URLs with or without HTTP and with or without www will be redirected to a single entry point, so that the site will index much better in Google and other search engines. Then we will have a robots.txt as well as a sitemap for better SEO indexing.
Excellent. So, yeah, Milind, are you ready to give your comments uh, on the deep linking part? And Jibin, just help me out here if that was part of the original estimate, or if we need a re-estimation on that side.
I guess about the estimate, I guess Milind will be the one to answer that because he's the one who estimated it. So I guess Milind can answer that better than me.
Gotcha. Thank you, Jibin.
Yeah. So, yeah. Hi, everyone.
Hi,
So
Milan.
I read the comments regarding the deep linking. So I guess it should be needed in the first phase itself, right? So, but the thing is like we haven't considered it as a scope, and we hadn't estimated it. So I guess there will be a minor difference in the estimate, but that's adjustable, I guess. But it can be included in our scope. That's fine.
Awesome. So that was quick. So that finalizes the SRS. So Binu, you can start off with
But one thing, John and Greg, I need you guys to define what all things that should be considered or should be deep linked. So that's actually crucial, because anything can be added at later phase. But if you guys have an idea about that in the initial phase itself, it will be fine.
let's put a timeline for that, Milind. By when do you need it?
No, it's not a roadblocker or anything, but a proper definition would be fine. So what all things should be deep linked, like events or bulletins or any new updates or push messages, those kind of stuff. So we might need to handle all those stuffs in the code. So that's why.
Yeah, got it. But can we put a timeline for that, and that'll help us to track it during our regular meetings. So if you can say that you need it by next week or 2 weeks later.
Yeah, 2 weeks would be fine. That would do.
Cool. So yeah.
Yeah, we can give you a general idea of what kind of pages need to be deep linked. I mean, not
Yeah, sure.
every single page has to be deep linked, but we can come up with a list of what pages we expect we're going to be promoting that are going to need deep links.
Yes, yes, yes. That's what I mean.
Cool. Anything more, Milind?
No comments from my side because I think deep linking was only thing related to mobile apps, I guess. The rest of the stuff, I guess, Binu
Yeah, yes,
have
okay.
mentioned. Yeah.
So there's one small thing that on our side we just need to incorporate all your responses that you just gave into the SRS document, and then call it the final version of phase one. So let's work offline on that part, and we can quickly get into uh, the designs. So I'm going on mute until unless you need some comments from me. You can start off, Binu. Binu, I guess you're on mute. Can't hear anything.
Yeah, Ajish, those changes can be done in the SRS. Once Greg and John is okay, I think we are good to go with the SRS.
Okay, can you guys produce an SRS with these things included?
Yeah,
Yes, Greg.
Right.
that's a plan. We're gonna take all the comments from John and redefine them into the SRS, and then we'll send it across to you guys for a
Excellent.
final.
All right.
Yeah. So Binu, you can start off with the designs.
Okay. So I will share my screen. John John and Greg, I am just referring to the Figma for the UB Sports web. Hope you all are having the link with you. Or I will put one thing. I will share the URL on chat.
Yeah. It'll also be great, Binu, if you can share your screen as well.
Okay. The Figma URL for the web prototypes is there in the chat. So I will start with my screens. Okay. Ajish, can you see my screen?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So starting with the first one, the sign-in page. This is how the sign-in page will look like. Instead of the dummy URLs, we have replaced with a better interactive one, and we have implemented the changes that John mentioned in the previous meeting. And then to the sign up page, we have taken out the first name and last name field, and just we will be getting the three fields. The first one will be email, password, and confirm password. So once the user clicks on the sign up button, the user will be receiving an email, and inside that email they will have a sign up complete link. So the third screen will be actually complete your profile. Here you will be having the first name, last name, then the country, and the second one, this one is actually not country, it should be state. That is a mistake from our end. Then the phone number for sending the SMS, the date of birth, then zip code, then a brief bio, then all the sports defined in the backend will be there. And for each sports, the user can specify his role.
That'll be a drop down saying
And this
player or coach.
option will
Or,
be actually,
all right.
yes.
Okay. Will there be a JS above where if somebody says they're from India, it doesn't ask for the state, it asks for the territory or the city, or how are you going to do that?
Bino, did you get the question? Hello? Can you hear us, Bino?
I guess there's some network issue.
Milind, do you have any suggestions on that?
The one question I would have on this particular screen for the profile is that those drop downs, the select boxes, are they multi-select? In other words, can I be both a player and a coach?
Yes, it should be, John. That's how it should work. We have designed it in the that way in the mobile app also. Am I audible?
Yeah, Milan.
Okay,
Hello?
Bino. Are you back, Bino?
Yeah, I can hear Rajesh. I think there is a network issue on my side because it is raining heavily here.
Yeah, we just lost your screen share. And Greg's question was, if it was a different country, how would the state and city change? Greg, for example, in India, it's again states and cities. So that's okay. But I guess if you go to Europe, there are no countries with like regions or territories or provinces. They are like single countries. So,
Right, of course.
Yeah, like Canada calls them provinces. So I guess Greg's question lends itself more to whether or not the label for the field is going to be dynamic.
depending on the country,
And-
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I'm not sure how you would necessarily implement that or whatever. Like, for example, Greg, I could simply see the label just saying state, province, territory.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
You
And then
know, it can
postal
be
code,
static
zip code.
as opposed to dynamic. And we could address how that label changes based on the country if and when we get into like dealing with localization,
Yeah, I
things
think
of
it's
that
much more-
nature. I mean,
Yeah, I think it's much more important for the zip code / postal code to be there because that's how we're really going to localize, not by the what's state there it's actually in.
yeah. So, Ajish, I would say I don't want to necessarily deal with dynamic labels in this phase.
Yeah, not
That just
necessarily.
overcomplicates everything. So, as long as the labels are worded such that it makes sense no matter what country you're in, I think that's acceptable at this point.
Agreed.
The only time we would need a dynamic label is when it's really critical to defining what that field really is. So for example, if we have the label say, state, province, territory, or zip code, postal code, and they stay static with the multiple terms, I think that's acceptable at this point.
Agreed.
There may be and I can't think of any off the top of my head, but there may be some where when you pick a value in one field, it actually will change what you're asking for in a second field. And in that case, the label is far more dependent upon the selected value in field one. I can't think of any fields right now where that would apply. But my point is that I think we want to stay away from dynamic labels in the first phase and just make sure that the text of those labels is clear when you're in a different country or something of that nature.
Question about, I'm assuming that the country would be a dropdown. And being that we're starting in the United States, it would be United States on top, so you don't have to go through everything to get to you. But also, would that be IP address dependent, so that if it's India IP address, would India be on top of that dropdown? Or just always say US?
By default, it will be US.
Okay.
We haven't planned for the IP address based country sortings.
Yeah, and Greg, too many people use VPNs and things, and
Sure. Yeah, it's not relevant.
That's not relevant. Really.
Yeah, I agree.
And on top of that, we need to subscribe to some API for geolocation, and so that's additional expense.
Yes, something like the MaxMind APIs. That's actually an expense.
What's it called?
Because it may take time to implement those APIs also.
And what's that called? Max what?
Bino? Did we lose him again?
Oh gosh. I think every time I talk, he gets lost. I'll shut up from now on.
Can you hear us, Binu? All right, Milind, do you have any idea on any libraries that we can utilize to select the states the moment you select a country?
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, Binu, so we do get libraries that can automatically update the drop down for states when you select a country, right? Like for example, if I select India, in the states drop down, I'll see all the states from India and not from the US.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And I see most of the websites, so I think it's not too uncommon for people to use some kind of library for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that kind of library exists.
Yeah, yes. That kind of libraries do exist, Ajish and John. Even if it's not there, we can use public APIs, which will allow us to populate those values according to the country, I guess.
I think we already are subscribed to a library on the site now that does location using zip code. And I think, John, have you done that wiki that we were talking about a couple weeks ago?
I've not provided them with the server name and password yet.
Okay, they were just asking for that before you signed in.
Yeah, I can give that to them at the end of the call. I'm not going to provide, Greg, the entire wiki because there's a lot of obsolete information in there and other irrelevant information. So I'm just going to give them the information they need on the server. And if they discover that there's, you know, a connection to a second server for some service, which I don't think there is, then I can provide that.
Yeah, I think we do have one of those zip code generators that gives you, you know, that service where they'll, you know, say you're at this location and 10 miles away is these zip codes and that kind of stuff. I think we're in one of those services already.
Yeah, that's good to know, Greg. We might have to use that. So, Bino, I think you're done with this page. Can we move on?
Yeah, yes, Ajish. This is the another page, but with the similar layout. It is actually the user profile or account settings page. So once the user signs in, the same fields will be there here also. Okay, then moving to the next screen. This is where the notification section comes. Here you will have two type of notifications, one for the personal notifications and another one is for the group notifications. These fields I think we have actually captured from the existing site itself, but with the different layout. Then moving on to the next screen, this is actually the change password. It is not reset password, it should be change password.
As needed. If someone forgot their password, is this the
no,
screen they go to?
This we are having a separate screen on the on this page.
All right, very
this
good.
is reset password. Actually.
Yeah, I thought I. Okay, very good. Thank you.
Okay, John. Then comes the. This is how the system will look like once you are logged in. You'll have all the events, activities, and all on the capture on the main section, and you will have layout on the left side where you will have access to different modules. Here on the right side, we have implemented a calendar in which each of the groups colors or each event will have a different indication colors, and you will have a filter on the right side to so filter based on a particular group or a particular event.
So we'll be able to filter squash, for example, or sailing, and then just the sailing events will pop up.
Exactly. We will have to define on what basis or what all filters we will have to include in the event calendar. Right now, I have planned for a personal one and all the groups to which the user is member of. So all the groups will be listed once you click on the filter icon, and you can filter based on a particular group. So if you want to include a keyword, also that is also possible. We'll have to define the system accordingly.
Okay, so now by group or sport.
Sorry, Greg.
It'll be if you're a member of a group, that group's events will pop up, and if it's a sport that I am filtering for, then all the events in the area or in the nation will pop up in that sport, or just the invitations to the things I'm invited to or I am planning on attending.
The way we have planned is all the open events. Like suppose you're creating an event, you can create it for open to all the world or to the group only. So if that event is an open one, that will definitely pop up. Then this particular user is a member of that group, then that event will come also. That's how we have currently planned the system.
All right. Maybe John and I have to have a discussion about that. I think that it would also be really a great thing if we can say events in my area and all the sports I'm interested in. So within like a 20-mile radius, I can just look at all the sports events that are coming up in that area. So it might be, you know, the Nationals of badminton might happen at the Coliseum, and I want to go see it, but I didn't, you know, I'm not a, you know, it would just be cool.
Yeah,
to
I
see
don't
all
know that that would show up, Greg, on the calendar. I mean, that would seem to be that you would go to a particular sport or group page and then view the events for that sport, and then you'd be able to search that way.
Yeah, I was sort of thinking it might be fun to have it passive as well, so that just looking at it, you know, just going to the calendar would automatically pop that up. But you know, we can talk about that and figure out how to make
Yeah,
that
we
work.
can discuss that offline, but
Yeah.
it would seem to me that that's more of a personal calendar of what's potentially accessible.
Yeah, you know,
we should talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, what brought that to mind was that one time I flew into Denver, and it just so happened at the arena next to the airport was the Nationals of fencing going on, and I didn't know about it. And it was just so cool that, you know, my kids and I could walk in there, and they're the Nationals of the sport going on. It's just really cool, even though that wasn't one of the sports that I was following. So anyway, it's a thought. Okay, so let's go. Keep going.
Okay, then we have designed the page for the messages. We call it a mailbox where you can send a mail to a group or a team. Here you can have as a layout like a compose mail. Actually, the title should be compose message. Okay, John, do you want to include an HTML editor over here? Because right now we have planned for a simple messages.
I believe that we would. Typically adding a plugin that allows you to do HTML messaging is not that complicated.
Actually, we are having editor for the HTML.
But I don't think we need really extravagant formatting, but if we could boldface, italics, create a bullet list, you know, those very basic functions, include a hyperlink. I think those simple functions would be nice to have. I don't think we want to necessarily give everybody, you know, full HTML edit controls. I think that's overkill at this point.
Okay.
I would think on that screen you want to have a drop down in the to box for groups.
Definitely, it will be there.
All right.
Then this is the inbox, or it will list all the messages that has been received for a particular user. Then you will have an option to select all the messages and you can delete it. So all the messages will be flagged.
Can we put a mark as read?
Yes, John.
So if I select
yes, it is
all,
possible.
I can delete all. Yeah, let's add a mark as read. If
Okay.
they select all, they can mark it.
Okay, that I will note down.
And also,
Then,
if there are unread items in the inbox, I would think on the on your home page, you would see something that says messages with, say, a red circle with a 3 in it, because there are 3 messages still you have to read.
Okay, on the it will be displayed next to the term inbox.
Okay, on your My World screen.
It will be there. It will be there.
On top of the, on the header.
Then on the notification bell icon also, you will have the corresponding messages with a bold or a red indication. So
Right.
that once you click on it, you can directly move into the inbox.
And
That will
invites
be
too. You're gonna need a page for invites as well. I'm assuming you already have that.
Yes, I think we are just working on it. On the mobile app part, they have created those invites page there.
And they have invites to groups, invites to friendships.
Okay. Yes, it will come as it will come in the invites section.
All right.
That section we haven't covered in the message box. It will come as a separate section, but with a almost similar layout.
Okay, good.
Then this is the main home page of the UB Sports we are working on. So uh, in this will be like you will have an ambassador content, then the curated content will be there, then place for Google Ads, then member content. Actually, we will take out this title, the member content and ambassador. Do you want to retain the ambassador content title over there, or we can indicate it as a tag? Greg?
I didn't understand the question.
Right now, the designer has indicated it in a text, the ambassador content, then you will have an expand collab section. I think it is better to indicate it as a tag. We don't need the expand and collapse functionality over here because this content can be very long.
Yeah, it should just be a set box and then a scroll down,
Yes.
or a search for a specific. You say ambassador in which sport you're interested in. So that would be the drop down. So if I want if I want to see the ambassador content from sailing, and that's one of the sports that I'm following, I would just or actually not. I would say it's all sports that ambassadors are loaded on there, and then my sports. So you have a choice of my sports or all sports.
Okay. Then rest of the same, the content will be repeating like what will happen in the case of a Facebook. Then you will have sections for displaying the Twitter feed as well as the Facebook feeds.
Okay, there's also going to be an RSS feed in there someplace for news, right?
Okay. Okay, John. Greg, it will be there.
All right, thank you.
So these are the screens that has been completed from the design side. Regarding the coding part, we have defined the models based on the existing site as well as the prototyping screens, and we have started the core framework development in Node. So the admin dashboard section as well as the core API sections we have kicked in. So hope we'll be able to give you an update or a demo by next meeting. Right now, we don't have any UI part over there, but we have started on the controllers, models, the various connection functions and all.
Okay, I see there you have join underneath the UB Universe banner. That would be really cool to have automatically, basically, if somebody's not a member, they'd be asked to become a member. Then when you click that, correct?
Yes.
Okay. John, do you think the size of that banner, the height of that banner is too high? John?
It's red. Which banner,
The top banner where it says UB Universe.
Greg? With the picture of the athlete?
Yeah. I just want it's going to push the ads down below the fold. I am concerned about that. That's all.
Yeah, but I'm not sure how you would get appropriate amount of content in something that's smaller.
True. I mean, it looks beautiful. It's for me, it's a great size. But I'm just afraid that, you know, for example, right now I can't see the ad. So by pushing that below the fold, that's going to actually cost us money. We need the first ad to be above the fold, either right below the top banner or, you know, down below the ambassador content or the next content. That's, you know, from a business side, that would be smarter to have at least one ad above the scroll.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think, I mean, we're currently designing it with like square ads, more of a square shape. I'm not sure how it fits into that design, Greg.
Well, I'm just thinking about if we make the height of the top banner where it says the UV Universe smaller, it'll pull the ad into view on the bottom. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then you're limiting. I mean, if you look there, you only have 3 or 4 sentences of copy. So you're going to lose the ability to, you know, promote or have copy that conveys what you're trying to convey in that banner.
Yeah.
In what's called, it's called a hero image. We kind of have to think about that. I mean, maybe what you could do is, instead of making it shorter vertically, is you make it narrower horizontally and have an ad next to it kind of above the curated content.
Yeah, that could happen.
You know, we should kind of think about that a little bit, and perhaps you guys at iLeaf can kind of think of, how do we maintain this design you've created, but get the ad up higher above the fold? Which I think is Greg's biggest concern, is making sure that there's an ad displayed above the fold. Let's put some time into thinking how that can be done and discuss that at our next meeting.
Okay, John. By that time, I will have a discussion with the team and the design team so that they may have a better idea on placing the ads.
Yeah, it could either be a rectangular ad the way it is now, or like 100 pixel high ad by, you know, 800 wide, whatever this is wide, right below the top banner, the hero banner, as you say.
Okay.
Greg, specifically for you, one of the things to consider is you only have so much real estate, screen real estate above the fold.
Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about.
So, you know, what you don't want the site to do is for people to come to the site and think it's all ads.
Absolutely.
You know, you've got ads and kind of mixed in with the curated content. You've got some ads mixed in with the ambassador content and member content. You know, so if you're looking for another ad on the page, you know, I think you have to be careful about how much real estate you're taking away.
Yeah, and right now they're doing all this stuff with, like sponsored articles where an article actually is an ad. And it's sort of crappy.
Yeah, you and I need to talk. You and I need to talk to Kelly and kind of work through that a little bit more. Maybe that's not maybe the home page isn't where you add that banner. Maybe it's the other pages.
So just have, we'll have,
You know, even though
right
your
below
home
the
page.
fold. We definitely need some, at least
Yeah, let's
two ads
talk.
on that. It can't be below the fold though. You're right.
Let's talk about that offline and figure that out. But Ajish, if you and your team can kind of think about some options on how do we get at least one of the ads above the fold, that would be helpful. I don't know
Yeah.
if we'll go, but if you guys can kind of think of options on how to build that into the design.
Let's let us go back and work on the design. We'll reconvene and discuss this particular one.
Okay, Jish.
Okay, guys. Good.
So moving on to the next screen, this is where we create or manage the groups. So all the groups owned by me will be created, displayed under the My Groups option, and you'll have a create button so that you can create a new group. Then the system will automatically pop in all the trending groups. We haven't defined the algorithm for how to identify whether a group is trending or not. It depends on how many members or how many activities, frequent activities a group is having. So we will have to define that logic during the implementation part. So the main idea is to encourage a user to be a part of a group and have an active communication. So one way to identify whether a group is trending or not is depending on the sports he choose while defining the profile. So depending on the groups he have selected, we can display the trending groups here.
So the training groups would be either throughout the whole system or in the sports that I'm interested in, or a particular sport.
What I would suggest is the sports that I am interested in should be in the trending group. So what's your take on this, John?
I like the concept, especially if it's trending groups for sports that I have said I'm interested in. The one feature that would come to mind as being useful, especially if it was, if the trending groups were pulled from system-wide level, is in a future phase, I would like to be able to ignore a trending group. So for example, if synchronized swimming is a trending group and I don't want to see anything about swimming, I can somehow ignore that group.
Yeah,
I don't see that as being a feature I don't see that as something we need or want now, but I do see value in being able to ignore specific groups that are cluttering my screen.
Yes.
So for example, if I come to this page and there's 12 trending groups, but it's nothing I'm interested in, I don't want to see them all the time. So if we can consider that as a future phase enhancement and make note of that for the next phases, I think that's a valuable feature.
I've seen that where they have like, if you know, for example, on LinkedIn, if you see somebody repeatedly you don't want to associate with, there's an X on the top right corner of their picture and you just click it and you never see them again. So maybe you do the same thing with those things.
Yes, got it, Greg. Okay, then moving on to the next screen, it is where you can create a group. So you will have the option to specify a group icon, then the group name, the group types. then the sport to which the group is associated with, then the business web address. Here also the country, time zone, zip code, then VIP box name, your existing website, description. Then you have an option to copy and paste the Twitter widget. Then the visibility and the memberships. So the same, all the fields are actually taken from the existing site itself.
Yeah, that looks good. It looks like it's what it has to be.
Then the
By the way, you
group
spelled
member
description
screen.
wrong. I don't know if you have a spell check, but you spelled description wrong there.
Yes, there are a lot of mistakes here. Actually, actually, this is the problem with the design guys. They will just key in. They will not do a spell check because they are doing it on a design-based system.
Yeah.
But we will have to do it during our reviews and development time.
No problem.
Yeah, Greg, the spelling and the actual text on the page, that all comes in a later phase.
Yeah.
So let's not get hung up on.
No,
Yeah,
no.
John, actually, as per our previous discussion, what we are planning is we will be defining the labels from the backend and the system will fetch it from the backend itself. So it is easily customizable or manageable from the admin dashboard itself. So these actually will not be taken into the system. So everything will be actually a key value pair.
Great.
Then the group members. Here, this screen will display all the members that belongs to a particular group. Here, you will have an option to, if you are an admin, you will have an option to remove that user or block the user. Actually, this button should be the add friend. Actually, should be remove or block.
What if it's a group member who's not a friend of yours yet?
Sorry, Greg.
There are a lot of times when the group member is going to be not a friend of yours yet, so you'd want to friend them.
Okay.
So I'd keep the add friend, and if you can do it live, that would be cool. If they're a friend, you wouldn't ask to add; you would just say remove friend. But if they're not a friend of yours yet, you want to add.
Yeah, I got it. That button should be dynamic.
Right.
It should toggle based on the state. I got it. Yes, Greg, that can be done. Then this is where you can search for a group. You can search based on the group name, then the category, the zip code. So all the matching groups will be displayed below, and you can click on that group item to find the details.
So choose category would be sport.
Yes.
Also, you want to say in how many miles away? So it would be like a 20-mile diameter or something like that.
Okay. You want that radius also to be there.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that can be. Okay. Then the same like the my activity. The same thing, you will have an option to join a group. Then the ambassador content and the curated content will be there. Then the bulletins, videos, photos, everything will be displayed that associate to a particular group.
That would be the new content that comes in from that ambassador or that group.
Yes.
Okay.
So you will have an option for viewing all the content also there. So once you click on that, it will automatically expand.
All right.
So these are the screens completed from the web part. So Ajish, I'm done with my section. So we can move on to mobile screens.
Before that, Binu, do you have any pages that you have already converted into HTML and once again?
Some pages are there, but actually that machine is in our office, and right now I'm using my home machine, so I don't have the local node server running on this machine. So I think some of the screens are there in your Skype. So what I can do is I can send those screens as a email to Greg and John to have a look on it. So actually, John and Greg, those are actually the admin dashboard pages. So the sections where the user, the super admin will manage all the labels, languages, countries. Those sections we have completed the designs.
Good. Yeah, I look forward to see those.
Yeah, I will forward those screenshots to you both, so you can have a look on this, and you can have a comment on them.
Yeah, Binu, rather than sending a screenshot, I'd say let us set up a staging environment and send them the URLs so that they can just.
Okay, that is also possible.
Yeah.
Let me work out with the server management team tomorrow so that I can push them to a staging URL, so that that will be helpful for the mobile team also. So when the APIs are implemented, the mobile team can directly consume them from the staging server.
Sure, thank you, Binu. So let's move on to mobile.
Million.
All yours.
Okay, so I will stop the sharing so that Milan can continue.
Um,
Milan?
yeah. So yes, one second. I'll share the link for the prototype. The chat. Okay, and let me just share my screen. One second. I have an access issue. Okay. Oh, guys, I'll have to quit and rejoin because my privacy settings ask me to quit and rejoin. Can I take a moment? You guys can open the link and you can see the prototype. Is that fine?
Sure, go ahead.
I'll just join in again. Okay.
Yeah, Mel. See you soon.
Uh, yeah, I think let me try to share my screen. Okay. So I think you guys can, I mean, see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, these are the wireframe designs. I don't think I'll be able to go through the entire screens because like there are 70 of them, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
So, okay. So we have created a prototype just to make the things easier, so that upon pressing the things, it will navigate to the correct screen so that you guys can get an exact idea. So I have shared this link also in the meeting. You guys can open it, and one tip I'll give, you can just random press on anywhere in the screen, and it will show which all buttons are actually tappable. So you can use those buttons to go to or navigate to other screens. So this will be the sign-in page, and this will be the forgot password, obviously, and this will be the sign up with email, password, confirm password, and once I sign up, then it will ask for a photo, first name, last name, bio, country, it should be date of birth, zip code, and this is a page where it's an optional page where we can select our sports. It will be a list, and this answers your questions. Question, I guess, John. It's a multi-selectable. These are multi-selectable roles, which I can say. I'm a player or a fan or a parent in this kind of sports, and it's a skippable page. And once it's done, this is the home page. Uh, um, and here we have my world, and this is the general feed with we will have the updates of all the groups as a feed, like in FB or Instagram. And so this is a place where we will be having we will share something. So this is how it will works. All these functionalities are, I guess, in the current website, but we have shrinked it and made it compatible with the mobile version. So this is that. And in this section, yeah, I'll start from the top. So this is a messages screen, and this will be the detail view with the reply option. And one second, and this is a marked selected one. We can mark it as read, unread, or delete. Okay, and this is option to create a new message, compose a new mail or something, and it will be dropped down, all those things. Okay, and this is the invite screen. Here you'll see all the invitations. Either you can accept or deny all those invitations, and this should be a search page where we can search users, but it's not connected yet in the prototype version. Okay, so that's it about the blogs, my worlds, and events. And here you can see the badges also. And let's go to the second tab, which will be related to the groups. So here you can search for a group. And as you saw on the website, we will be having two sections, my groups, which will list all the groups I am a member in and which I own also. And this will be the trending groups, the list of groups which are trending right now. And this search field can be used to search for any particular group. I'll go to that. So for searching, the group will be asked the group name and category types and postal code, all those stuffs, and the result will be shown. And you can go to that group page from here. And okay, and yeah, this will be the create button for creating a group, and this will be a two-step process. We'll be asking for a group image, all those fields, group name, type, description, what kind of sports it's associated to, website URL, all those stuffs. Next, it will be all those other stuffs, box name, I mean VIP name, widget, visibility, all those stuffs. Yeah, and you can create the group. Okay, so that's it with the second tab, and the center tab will be the UB Universe group actually, because I think that's the most active group and the group which we are mostly focused on. So the center tab, I guess, will be reserved for the UB Universe group. Okay, and the next thing, next tab would be related to portals. So here we can see classify all the portals that which are available in our website. So the sports portal, wellness portals, and the parents portal. So starting with the sports portal, here we can see all the sports related groups and stuffs which I'm a member of, and all the other sports related groups. Okay, and here you can also search for the sorry, search for the sports portals. Okay, and the wellness portal and parents portal are same. These are groups So we have done the group settings for the wellness portal. I'll go to the group section once I cover the profile section. Okay, so I'm moving on to profile section now. And this is a basic profile. This is my profile actually. We have a profile view for other person also. So this is how my own profile will look, and you can see the friends list, edit profile option, settings option, and the basic stuff, sports, what all sports I am actually associated to, my videos, my blogs, all those stuffs, and the tabs will be added here. Okay, you can add your own personal tabs here. So I'll start with the edit profile. The edit profile, as you saw, it will be going back to the editing fields. These all fields will be populated with the data that you have, and you can just edit and upload. You can edit the sports options or all those stuffs also. Okay, so I'm sorry, that's not corrected correctly. Okay, yeah. Okay, and this is a friends list. There's a page for that. It's not being connected. Okay, that's fine. And yeah, this is the page where I'll show you. This is a page where we can see all the videos. So some thumbnails will be shown here, and once you go to a section, you can see the playlist, video playlist, likewise, and you can enter a playlist. You can rename the tab or delete the tab from here, because we have basically two types of tabs, I guess, one with URL and one with videos, right? So I guess I'm making you guys bored, right? You guys can actually go through the prototype URL. That would be much more fun, I guess. But I'm just giving a walkthrough. That's it. Okay, so you can create a playlist or edit a playlist. All those stuffs you can do from here, and this will be the options for the stuffs. Okay, and we have blog options also there, and this is the place to create a tab. So this tab, my tab one, will be a tab that is actually a tab with URLs. So upon clicking the URL tabs, URLs, it will be opening a web page like in the website. So this is a place where we can create the tab based, URL based tabs. You can give a title and a link, or delete or create new, update, all those stuff can be done here. Okay, and this is a place where we can create a custom tab for this section. Yeah, you can choose a tab type, video website, under the tab name, create, all the stuff can be done. Okay, so this is a basic with the profile, and if I'm going to group, there will be a lot of functions, and this is the basic group view. So we'll be having a cover photo, title, member details, Twitter. This is a highlighted Twitter feeds. Okay, join group option, invite option, and the other tab options. The ambassador content, curated content will be, these are two tabs which will be listed, and it will be having a detail view. The bulletins will be there, and the videos that we show, you guys seen in the profile page like itself, and the photos. So okay, I'll start with the member list. So this will be the member list, and it will be showing the VIPs. This tab name is dynamic, and it would be changing based on the group preference. Okay, and you can see the all members and VIP lists here, and this will be the Twitter feeds. And okay, this will be the invite section, and it will be having three sections: invite, email invite, and pending list. You can search for a username, and it will list all the members with invite options, and if it's a member, it will be just disabled. Okay. This will be the invite screen for email, and this will be the pending list to whomever the invite has been sent and has not been responded. It will be shown here with expiration stuff and all. Okay, and these are the custom tabs. Before I go there, I'll show you the photos section. Videos, it will be the same as that you saw in the profile section. The photos will be having albums. You can create an album with all the description, name, description, privacy, published settings, all those stuffs. And they can, once you create the album, you can view it, edit the album. It will automatically take you to the same page, delete the album. This is a button for slideshow. Okay, and you can create, add photos from here also. So 1 second. Okay, add photos, I guess it has not been connected. Okay, yeah, this is the page to add photos. Once we add photos, and the edit photos will be, it will be somewhat similar to the WhatsApp. Once you add the photos, you can see all the photos you have added here. You can delete it and enter a caption, and once it's done, you can press the upload and it will list in the album. So you can edit, add or delete the album and photos. Okay, fine. So these are just events and news that are tabs, which are basically URL related stuffs. So I'm sorry, events are general events, and you will have the option to add an event, all those stuffs, title, start date, and date, repeat, all those stuffs, visibility. Okay, all those stuffs will be there.
One thing I think would be really cool throughout this, both on the site and the app, is to make sure that every time somebody uploads a photo or uploads a video or uploads an update to, you know, what you're thinking or what you're doing, that we prompt them to either use Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter to update their friends outside. So they, with that live link, so they can go back and come back and see those photos or pictures or whatever. I can see that generating a lot of traffic from people who aren't members yet.
Okay. Okay, so yes, basically talking about once you are uploading a photo or a video, it should automatically post to a FB, right? FB or Twitter or
If not automatic, ask the user if they want it to post to Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter.
yeah, yes. I had already said this earlier because the Facebook had updated their Graph API version, and they are not allowing to post to the timeline, the My Timeline from the API. Instead, we will have to use a share dialog, which is an SDK from Facebook, and user will have to manually do it from the app. You can, I mean, share any content, but you will have to do it manually. You can't, because there were so many privacy issues happening with apps. If you allow these privacy settings, you don't know what things are being shared in the Facebook through the backend, right? From the app. I'm just uploading a photo in my app, and I'm not sure where all it got posted, because I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not knowing it. The backend side is doing it, right? So instead to, I mean, in order to avoid the misuse of the privacy things, Facebook and I guess other social media platforms are deliberately asking users to do it manually from the app. So we'll check on that. That's possible.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, last thing. These are the other tabs, news, all those tabs with the URLs which will be opening the web page. This is a place where settings. This is a place where you can actually manage all the settings of the group. So this is a group setting that I mean, actually, so while creating a group, it will be populated and you can update it from here. These are the place for managing the members. We will have VIPs, admins, and members, all those things. So for VIPs, we can edit their roles and save, remove them from our group, all those stuff. Okay. For I guess members, the options will change. It will be make admin, make VIP, or move from group. And if there are subgroups, if the group is actually MIT,
That's very good to have subgroups like that.
yeah, yes, and you can add, delete, or choose what all things should be. I mean, fetch from the subgroups, all those stuff. And this is a place for to manage tabs, the existing tab, the structure that we have in our website. All the default tabs you can just manage all those stuffs. So these are the data. You can inherit data from any other group, or you can add your own content. All those stuffs can be done from here. So that's a pretty quick overview for the mobile wireframe. Now the interesting part, I'll show you the interesting part. We have created three, this is a basic wireframe design. We have created three designs with themes. I just want to know which one we have to work. I mean, take it to progress the entire work. So this is the first one. You guys are seeing my screen, right?
Yeah.
So the basic wireframe, we have just themed it in a different way, in that kind of a UI thing. So that this will be the UI stuff. Wait, let me. I think I can open a picture for you. There is. I'm not sure whether it's appealing black in black. Is it good seeing it here, or is it good seeing it in the Figma page? This page, which one is better? So this is first design.
Milan, it will be
Yeah.
better in Figma.
Figma, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is the first design that we came up with. Our designers came up with. You already saw. I mean, saw the homepage as a wireframe, right? Uh, yeah, this is the page. This is the wireframe design page, and this is the UI part for that.
Huh? Yeah.
Okay. So this one is the next one with other class scheme and a different tab bar. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and this one is a white. It's not white completely. This one is more of a tinted white with a blue pinch. So this one is the other one. So I'll share the screens or images for these screens, and I guess you guys can decide.
Yeah, our team will have to look
to-
at that decision, and
Yeah.
that's a tough one.
So yeah, so you guys can actually decide so that we can start working on the UI part.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
can, yeah. So the earlier the better. That's my.
John, what's your initial thought?
You wanna see all three
On that
together?
stuff now. My initial thoughts are I want to avoid the blue until we maybe investigate accessibility issues. For example, people that are colorblind, et cetera.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
So I wouldn't want to choose the blue. I like the white or the black. Ideally, and maybe this can be a future enhancement, is to let that be a user preference. You know, for example, my preference is to have the screen be that third one, the white. But a lot of young
Yeah,
kids like that dark background.
Might also
Yeah,
be like a
yes.
nightshade.
So, you know, you could have like the light theme and a dark theme and allow that to be a user preference. We don't want to build that out now and have two sets of styles.
Mhm.
It's probably out of scope, but it also overly complicates the designs and layouts. But that would be the future enhancement. So I would pick either the white or the black. And I would think if you're only going to start with one, you start with the white.
White one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Any comments on the tab bars? Any preferences? Do you want to mix and match or any kind of stuff?
I'd have to think about the tab bars a little bit more in relation to the site and the apps and the functionality. I haven't really given any thought to what would be the most valuable buttons to have on that tab bar.
Yeah, so as I explained, this will be the first one will be the home button. Second one be related to the groups, searching, all those stuff. Third one will be the UB Universe button, the live button, UB Universe button. The fourth one will be the portals, all the portals and all those stuff. The fifth one will be the profile settings. That's how it has been managed now. Yeah.
I would think also when you come to the My World page, you want to have, is this My World or the UB Universe? This is My World?
No, this is my world. This is my world, my world.
All right. So among the first few tabs on top, or the things that you see are the most watched videos in your sports or your groups.
Okay.
So that's something that,
Yeah, I mean, I also, I think, you know, talking about the buttons on the tabs at the bottom there, ideally, it would be nice at some point, I'm not suggesting this phase, but at some point to allow the user some additional options and allow them to choose which buttons they want. Potentially even down to a group level. Like if I'm only interested in one sport or something, maybe I have a button that takes me right to that sport page or something. But to allow, for example, if you have a coach, they might be more interested in having a different button there. A trainer, even though they have their own app, but when they use this app, they might want a different button there. Someone may be more interested. A journalist, for example, might be more interested in seeing events. So as a future enhancement, to be able to customize that tab bar to some degree would be desirable in the future.
also thinking about it, when you go to My World, one of the things you want to see is the calendar.
Okay, so the events are actually displayed here.
That'll be a calendar.
Yeah, that's the place where we have listed all the events. Wait.
All right.
Second. Yeah. So this will be the calendar list. I mean, the events.
Greg,
list.
I would be careful with the terminology, because a calendar, the word calendar tends to imply that it's stuff on my calendar that I have to do or I want to do, whereas events is a much broader application. It would include things that I'm not necessarily committed to doing,
Right,
or
I
whatever.
agree.
So the terminology we have to be careful of there, and we can work on the terminology later. That's all going to be kind of able to be configured later.
All right, what might be smart is to have something that says, if you are committed to an event, something says 21 days to the marathon coming up there, so that it sort of says either, you have an event today or in 5 days or 21 days. It gives someone a timeline as to how they have to train for it. So
where would you want something like, where would you want that?
I don't know. I would think that it would be one of those things that's automatically popped up there among the top.
To me, that would be a notification. To me, that's a notification.
All right.
You get a notification that 21 days till your marathon or whatever, right?
Yeah. And that would be up to the people putting together the marathon to say, notify this person every 7 days or whatever.
Well, I think it would be the user would put reminders.
Okay.
Or something like that. I mean, I wouldn't want to give control to somebody who, if I'm running a marathon or playing in a tournament, I don't want somebody else to control whether I'm going to get a notification about it every 3 days or whatever.
Yes.
Or every.
Yeah.
I mean, so like if you get an invitation in Outlook for a meeting that we're having, it's not up to me to set the reminder for it. That's up to you to set a reminder.
Right. Okay, point.
Yeah, so that's it. That's pretty much it about the mobile app side. So you guys can actually take the time and give the clarification or I mean confirmation for the UI scheme. I guess I'm not sure. John and Greg, you guys can decide whether it can be white or it can be black. So
So you're gonna fly with white right now?
yeah, we can start with white right now.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, we'll go ahead with the white one. Cool.
So
Right.
events,
So
blogs, and then more. Where does news fit in there?
yeah, news is actually related to a group tab, right? Wait 1 second.
Or sport?
Yeah, those all those things can be accessed in my profile.
All right.
This is the general, yeah, home page. If you want, we can add it here itself as a tab, but currently we have shown all those things in the sports page. The events actually has been repeated. We can avoid that. All those user created tabs has been listed in the profile section because this is how your profile will be visible to some other user, right? So I don't want the data to be redundant in the home page and the profile page. So you can see, actually we have a view for other profile page, but I'm not sure where it is being connected. 1 second. No, sorry. Mm,
I like how the navigation is live on the demos. That's cool.
yeah, that will be that's better, I guess. Prototyping is better, I guess. We have actually screens for yeah. This is how my profile will look like. Okay, and there's a page for how the other user profile should look like. Yeah, this is how the other user profile. Suppose my profile is being viewed. Suppose you are visiting my profile, then it will be shown like this. You will get an add a friend option and you will see all my custom tabs here, sports, general stuff, videos, blogs, my blogs, all those stuff. So you can go and browse all those stuff. And this is where you can manage the friends. You can remove or block. I mean, sorry, this is, I guess, with the groups. It should only remove. So there are a hell lot of pages and I am having confusion right now. Okay, so yeah, so I still don't know whether all those pages are actually connected in the prototyping. So mm, yeah, okay, I haven't shown the block creation, I mean creation section, right? So this is how the ambassador content list should look like, and this is a page where we can create an ambassador content or create a blog. So you can upload image, write a thing, I mean title, give a title, write a thing. One thing yeah, I wanted to ask one thing. I want to clarify one thing. So are we going to use the embedding technique again in the newer version? No, right?
I missed the question. I'm sorry.
Are we going to use the YouTube video embedding technique in the new version? No, right?
We do have to import, images, or actually what I was thinking is if we're writing a blog, if we can put, while we're writing in the write something area, and then I want to import an image in between paragraphs, I'd like to have the capability of doing that so that, it makes it the actual blog more interesting and, alive.
Yeah, but I was like specific on the video part. Currently, the app users, I mean, sorry, the website uses YouTube videos. We are actually embedding the YouTube videos in the website throughout, everywhere, in the
Yeah.
groups, yeah, in the blogs, everywhere. So do you want us to follow that technique itself, or you want us to allow uploading?
I allow both. What I think we have to get down to is some unified method of directory for videos that includes both our own library of videos and other sites libraries of videos. So if we if somebody uploaded a YouTube video for forehands and tennis, that would be able to be intermingled with our own library of forehands and tennis, so that we can have like a bunch of them on the same page. And if we can make that smooth like that, that would be, frankly, it would be the only one I know of on the web that does that kind of thing. And it would be really cool.
Yeah, basically most systems will allow our own videos, like Instagram or FB. You can share the videos from other sources, but mostly the systems will be having a video center or their own video strips. That's why I had a confusion. So, John, any thoughts? Or
I mean, I understand what Greg wants there. I'm not sure that it's easy to do it in a seamless fashion, which is one of the reasons why he probably hasn't seen anything quite like it.
Definitely a challenge.
I just think that there's issues in the way you either embed or link to the videos. And I also think that there are potential restrictions placed on it by YouTube
yes,
on what you can do. Like a publisher of the video can put certain restrictions on it.
yes, yes.
Yeah, of course.
As to whether it can be
embed.
embedded
Yeah.
or not. So I think there's just too much uncontrollable variability for us to really be able to integrate it seamlessly without it always ending up running into problems.
Well, there's a button, there's a toggle when you upload a video into YouTube. There's a toggle that says do not allow embeds. And I think that if we do go to embed a video, that it would tell us, or somehow we would find out that it's not embeddable. And in that case, then that would
or the owner of that video can change that setting later without us knowing it. And I'm not sure how our site would particularly respond to it.
Yeah, right now we get that
so
gray screen from YouTube just saying that it's it's not embeddable. And
yeah, so I'm not sure that even though we could do something like that, I'm not sure that the user experience is going to be enhanced enough to compensate for the potential problems that you have coming down the pipe. I'd have to give that some more thought and really kind of experiment with what our options are and how that would work in order to really make a decision as to what I ultimately think would be best for our site. But I find it, if someone's posting a link to a video that's on YouTube that isn't a UB Sports video that we're hosting on our site, on our platform, I just believe that the way those videos are shared and loaded is much different and would kind of be an attachment on a content post or an attachment within a blog or something like that. I don't see it as being presented the same way as videos that are published directly on our own platform.
yeah, well, right. That's one of the, I think, problems with the way videos are presented right now on regular sites as opposed to YouTube. Right now, almost all of the videos that we have on the site are embedded content from YouTube. So, you know, that's already the way we're doing it. What I think it comes down to the challenge and what would make things really cool is if we could have our own library, which we don't really have right now. We don't have our own internal library of videos. But as we do that, and as we set this up on AWS or whatever system we decide to go with, that we have the ability to cross-link onto the same page. For exactly what I just said, if we have our own internal videos, or the coach uploads a video, let's say, onto our directory, onto our AWS, and then he wants to have that alongside you know, YouTube videos for the same thing, I think that would be really, really cool and important for the people who are looking at it, because then they can see what our guys are saying versus what YouTube is saying, or what the coaches on YouTube are saying. So, and
Yeah,
also,
I mean,
for competitions too. If we are uploading competitions, we're going to be doing a lot of, you know, competition videos from groups and from. I'm planning on doing a whole subscription system for in phase 3 or 4 for schools and groups that are videoing, and that putting videos up on the YouTube, on the UB sports video system. But to have the competition videos for a sport include both our internal and what we can find on YouTube or Vimeo or the other sport organizers sites, makes it really special and important. I think it's a very important addition that we can, you know, bring to the web in general, not let alone our site, and make it, you know, our site would become really critical if we could put those all together. So if we can do that,
yeah,
any way we can do that, that'd be really, really, you know, impressive to the public.
yeah. I mean, I'd have to really sit back and think through the whole user experience to get a feel for how it would work and integrate throughout the site.
Yeah.
So anyway, the question was, you know, what's my thoughts on it? I don't know yet, because I recognize that there are challenges to it from a technology perspective, from a presentation perspective, and everything. So I'd have to kind of really go through that yet to get a better handle on it all.
Yeah, yes. So what approach should we follow while we are developing? That would be a concern. So otherwise, we'll have to split it into different phases. Right now, we are allowed to move with the embedded version stuff, and in the next phase, we'll be having to. I mean, we can add our own directory system or all those kind of stuffs, or a system where these kind of videos, YouTube and our directory can coexist, or we allow the user to like choose what kind of video you are going to attach or upload, whether it's a YouTube video or it's from your system or any other system, all those kind of stuff.
Okay, that's yeah, that is I think going to be very important as we grow. Back to that page. Can we go back to that page we were just looking at?
Which one, the profile page or the?
No, the blog writing page. The
Yes. One. Oh, man, I missed it. Let me just find it. 1 second. Yeah, I guess this one. Okay.
Okay, so that one, yeah. Will we be able to integrate photos into the middle of the written content? That's one of the problems we
No.
have with our blogs right now.
Yeah, yes. Currently, no. We'll be having a cover image and the title and the description for the blogs. and a video can be also allowed. But allowing or adding photos in between, that's a little tricky in the app side. Either we'll have to have HTML content in the app, embedded HTML content in the app side, or we'll be having to we'll have to find a mechanism to find which all photos come where all those stuff. Otherwise, we'll be having we can have a carousel or all those. Simple way to is to have a carousel here, so you can browse, or we'll have an album link here. But the nature of the blog is not exactly how you, Greg told. It should be like description, then photo, description.
Can we add an HTML editor control to the section where you write your blog, which would allow you?
It should be difficult on the app side, but I'll have to check about that. I don't think we have any libraries which directly allows that, because anything is possible, right, with the text. For that web part, I guess there are easy ways to achieve that. But in the app side, I don't think. I think it's possible, but I'm not sure. I'll have to check on that, and I'll have to come back.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I get that, Greg. This might be something where you would simply put a little blurb on this page, a little caveat that says, if you want more control over your blog entry, use the website.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then on the website, you would have a control where you can embed an image in line with your content.
Yeah, I agree. And for that particular reason, I definitely understand, and it makes sense.
Yeah, the other thing is like we have only restricted space in the mobile screen, right? And allowing the HTML controls won't make much sense, I guess. Rather than the italic coloring function and bold function, that all things can be done, that's fine. But if you are truly allowing rich text, then you might need a bigger screen or a bigger platform, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So yeah, that's it about the create blog page. So you can, I'm not going to explain much further. If I'm starting to explain the functionality, you already know the functionality, right? You can directly post into the group also. So all those kind of stuff. Anyway, I'm sharing the link for the prototype. You guys can actually go through. I think I can share the link for all these screens if you need, or if you need, I can share all the images also.
No, I just think the main link to the prototype is good, and we can navigate around.
Yeah. So yeah, I have already shared it in the chat. You guys can go through it. Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah. So,
okay, I'm gonna pop into the chat screen. These are the credentials for our server.
Okay.
So you guys can copy these. I don't want to send them by email because I don't want them sitting in an email repository forever. So that's our primary server. There are two other servers that I have never connected to. I've never needed to connect to them. So I'm not even sure what's on them, whether it's their cron jobs or they're integrated with the site or anything. And those two servers are there. But I've never even connected to them. Well, I connected once to make sure I had the correct password and everything, but I've never done anything with those servers, and I'm not sure what their function is.
Yeah, I think one was for staging, the other one was for dev. And then the
yeah, I just have no idea, Greg. I have no idea.
Yeah.
So it's the web and SQL server that I know is our production server. It runs both MySQL and Apache.
Okay. Binu, you're noting this, right?
Yeah, I have it noted.
Yes, Milan, I'm noting it.
Yeah.
Binu, are we planning with a for an Apache MySQL kind of environment, or
We'll have MySQL and Apache as the front end, a reverse proxy, and we'll have a Node application server over there.
gotcha?
So are we gonna end up? We're gonna end up being on a MySQL database.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's not going to be a mean stack, right?
It will not be a main stack because we don't have we are not using Mongo.
All right.
Instead of
And-
Apache, we can also go for Nginx server because we are not actually relying on the web server for serving the pages. We just need a reverse proxying or a caching server. So Nginx is fine.
Nginx is going to be much more efficient for that purpose, right?
Yes. We don't want to overload the instances with Apache.
Okay.
Yeah.
John, do we have a AWS credential someplace?
I'd have to look. I've never connected to AWS.
I think it's only our
John,
photos that are up there.
John, right now there is no hurry with the AWS credentials because anyway we'll be using our staging servers for the implementations. Once we are ready to move the phase 1 to live, we require your credentials. Till
Yeah,
then
I
we
think
can
we're
use
storing
IDC.
our own photos on AWS.
You mean on the S3 storage?
Yeah, I saw some call outs that were to an AWS database. So I think that
Yeah.
we're doing something there.
You know, I've told you guys before that what'll happen is when you connect to that server,
Yeah.
there's going to be some discovery, and you may find that there are connections to some other servers or to other services, at which point I would have to look to see the credentials. And Greg, no, I don't have any AWS related credentials at all.
I'm gonna check our wiki and see if it's there. So, okay,
Well, that's what I was looking through. So
okay.
Okay, great. So that concludes our meeting. Apologies for the long meeting. However, I guess we covered a major portion of the first phase in terms of UX and UI. We'll go back and uh, discuss on the app placements and a few other things that we put off for later. And when do you think would be a good time for us to reconvene?
How long will it take for you guys to?
I think we should, now that the holidays are done, I think we should meet weekly
At least.
for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah, how do Wednesdays look like today?
Good. I'm pretty flexible, so if it needs to change from one week to the next, that's fine, but I'm flexible. Wednesdays are good.
Excellent. So I'll schedule a recurring meeting for that. However, since the Binu, can it wait till Wednesday for us to get information on the ad placement? Are you going to be working on that in the coming week?
You mean the HTML pages?
Yes.
I think by next Wednesday, we will be able to show a demo. Yes, it is possible.
No, Greg and John had a suggestion on moving the ad above the line, right? Which is
Uh,
Yeah.
that can be done. Sure, sure, Rajesh, we can do it.
Now, what about ad? That's okay. So also, I didn't see anything for ads on the apps. Are we contemplating something like the bottom line of the app page to be an ad?
If you want, we can incorporate ads, but personally, I don't like ads in mobile apps. It's buggy, I guess. But
I don't think anybody likes ads on anything.
because you have only a small space, and this annoying ad will pop up, and yeah, it actually kills the user experience. That's why.
Yeah, it does. And I agree with you. But I don't know. I think it's sort of necessary.
Yeah, Greg, I think we have to look at how we do that because there's such limited
Space.
screen space
Yeah.
that you really crowd the screen. So, we would have to really think about the ad strategy on the mobile apps. I mean, frankly, if you think about it, the trainers are going to be paying you
Yeah, the trainers, right?
to
both
subscribe to
trainers.
our service.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't have ads in the trainer app.
Nope.
Okay. That kind of thing. So it would only be the mobile app that simulates what a regular user would
Yeah.
use would want ads. And perhaps what you do is periodically you pop up an ad,
Yeah, that's fine.
which is a full screen, and they just close it and move on. So we would have to kind of define that strategy, and that might also provide you an opportunity for additional revenue stream, because then you could say, well, for $4 you can turn off ads or something like that.
Yeah, sure. They do it all over the place. Yeah.
The mobile world is a little bit different. If you use the Weather Channel app,
Oh,
they have a little bar at the bottom, but the ads load, they're slow, they take up screen space. We really have to think of how you want to handle that for mobile. That's a whole separate.
Yeah, it is. I agree. So we got to think about that. Let's talk about that and compare notes on that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll discuss those later. We'll have to find a way to merge the ads without killing the user experience into the mobile apps if needed.
Right. All right, cool. All right. Great meeting, guys.
awesome. All right. So I'll send out invites for the next meeting, and yep, we'll come back with the answers that you have from this meeting.
Great.
Okay.
We will also utilize that the weekly meeting for giving demos of whatever work we have accomplished, and questions and deliverables.
Okay, so the Figma invite that was on Slack wasn't live this morning. Is there a new Figma invite or a new address for Figma for us?
So Greg, the invite that not the invite, the link that we shared was a previous one. It was not updated, so we removed that link actually. I'll share. Wait one second. I'll share a link right now itself. Anyway, I have shared the link for the prototype, so you will get the prototype link. If you want to see the screens individually, then I can share you other link. Wait one second.
Hey, Milind and Binu, why don't we just share the latest working link on Slack, and they should be able to get to it right away.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay.
So is there a group that we all should be belonging to on Figma? Or is it just pages?
Actually, they have projects.
You can just access the screens and navigate between then.
Okay. Cool. Looks like a nice system.
Thanks, guys. It's been nice talking to you
Thanks,
again.
guys.
And I think it'll be a little less painful if we get back into a weekly routine. It was kind of challenging after being kind of off through the holidays, you know, for 3 weeks or whatever it was. So
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. We're gonna be regular from today onwards, and
Excellent.
we'll keep put a placeholder for Wednesday, and if it doesn't work for you, any of you guys, or from our side, we'll just reschedule it for another day of the week.
That's fine. And feel
Yeah.
free to, as far as I'm concerned, you can tag me whenever you want with questions, either by text or whatever.
Absolutely.
One quick note, I have shared the Figma links in the Slack for the prototype and the screens as well.
I see that.
all right.
Cool.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Great
Thank
job.
you, everybody.
Bye.
Talk to you
Okay,
soon.
guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.